Mike Fowler here at Atlanta Legends Raceway tonight. They have a Sportsman Super DIRTcar Series race, and he is looking forward to this because he had a pretty good year. Last time we talked to him was early.
Yep.
It was at Can Am Speedway. He was still not exactly sure how much of this and that he was going to do. He ended up running Can Am. He got a couple wins in a championship there. Congratulations, man. That's got to mean a lot to you.
Yeah, it does. It was our goal going in. The last 3 years, we finished third in points, then second twice.
Oh.
The last 2 years, second, and combined points that we lost by was 5. So it was nice to finally get the job done. It doesn't, I don't know, in my opinion, it kind of comes with an asterisk.
Why is that?
Well, Corcoran, we beat Corcoran, but he stopped coming the last couple of weeks. He had some stuff going on and he needed to attend to, so he wasn't showing up. And I really wanted him to be there every night, and if we were able to do it, we beat the guy that won the championship the last 4 years in a row. But I'll take it any way I can get it, to be honest with you. It was my first championship. We worked really hard, and I'm honestly thankful for everyone that's on this car and all the help we got to get there.
Nice. Would you have beaten him, do you think, if he was there? Was he leading you when he left?
Nope. We were up. I think he was like 4th or 5th in points, but he still, mathematically, with like 3 or 4 races to go, he was still well into it. And then, in racing, anything can happen.
Yes.
So you could go into the night with 40-point lead, and God forbid you break something terminal and you can't get it fixed for the feature, you're going to lose.
Right.
You know what I mean? So.
And he could have gone out and won the last 2 races, and it could have been him. So it's amazing.
Anything could have happened.
And it's amazing how when, like you said, a championship's on the line. So were you nervous coming in?
Yes, very nervous. I didn't pay attention to the points. Becky does.
Okay.
And she knew what we had to do, and she just told me before the feature, 12th or better.
Okay.
So you need. Doesn't matter who wins. You need 12th or better.
Okay. Were you counting cars?
Nope.
Or did you have to?
Nope. I was running 8th, but the car was. It's probably the worst the cars felt all year.
Really?
Yep. We just missed it. We didn't adjust enough for the track. We didn't do what we normally do. I was a little bit too conservative racing because I knew I was inside the top 10. I knew I had done what I needed to do. But at the same time, that's not how I raced all year.
That's true.
I raced.
But you can't blame yourself for. I mean, you're sitting there in 8th.
I looked like a dog trying to pass a peach seed. That's what I looked like.
That's a new one. I hadn't heard that one before.
I was pretty nervous. And like I said, anything can happen on a racetrack.
It's true.
Something could go wrong. Someone could break in front of you. You get caught up in someone else's mess. I was more concerned with just trying to keep my nose clean. Okay.
So you're looking for basically a clean part of the racetrack almost, right?
Yeah, I was running, the bottom, being safe, knowing that I had an exit strategy to the infield if I needed to, or go to the outside around somebody.
Gotcha.
I had plenty of room, plenty of racetrack to work with, and I was just basically just riding. I wasn't pressing the issue. I was just hanging out.
How much racing do we do here in Canandaigua?
We ran here, I think this is our 3rd time here this year.
Like it?
We don't get out this way that much. Usually just for the series stuff.
Yeah.
We spent most of our Saturdays hit or miss at Fulton. We probably ran 8-9 shows over there.
Okay.
And it was basically just to take up time, get seat time over there, and get a little bit better with some of our short track stuff.
Okay. So what's left for you after today then?
We got Malta next weekend, and then we're going to have a couple weeks off. And
Not doing the Outlaw?
Nope. No Outlaw for us.
Okay.
We'll go to Dirt Week. And then we'll go to Brockville, and then we'll get everything switched over and get the big block in and head back down to Charlotte for the World Finals.
Really?
Yep.
Have you done that before?
We did that last year.
With the big block?
Yeah, we had a blast.
Wow.
We had a lot of fun. Gained some experience. There's only like less than 40 laps, I think, is all I got. But we had fun, and that was the biggest part of it. And we decided we're going to go down a little bit more prepared with a little bit more of a mindset to really try and emphasis on making a show.
Okay. Is that something we may do down the road?
If I could get someone who wants to foot the bill, heck
yeah. We got $100,000 in their pocket, sure, right?
It doesn't come. Rides don't come around, and it's not like it was in the late '90s. You know what I mean? Like where people are handing out rides because they had money to burn. It takes a lot to do a big block operation and do it correctly. I think our next step is we're going to evaluate after the season's over with what we want to do, and if someone comes along and offers a little bit more help than what we've got, on top of what we have, because I don't want to lose anybody.
Right.
Certainly. We may be able to move up, but I think next year we're going to be right where we are right now. We're pretty comfortable. We can make it work financially and be competitive and not not be overstrung on our bills and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, not be eating mac and cheese every night or something. And,
Ramen stinks, but
yeah, there you go.
it's so good.
We've all been there for
Yep.
certain weeks, right?
Yep,
So,
it
so
happens.
are we just going to throw a big block and a sump tank in this?
Yep.
Okay.
We did that last year. We've got a big block sitting on the floor that we ran. It was Jason Spalding's motor.
Oh.
So we just took the fuel injection off, got an intake last year from Pat Morrison. We have a dyno time scheduled. So we're going to take the motor over to Pat and put it on the dyno, and we'll make sure it's tuned up and the carburetor's tuned up, and then we can dump it in the car as soon as Brockville's over with. That Sunday probably, Crate will come out, big block go in, get all the plumbing, get all that stuff done, and so we can be as close to ready as we can be, because on the 27th we have an appearance with the car that we're obligated to make.
So
I'm
outside of
trying to get a bunch of stuff done in a short amount of time.
So outside of the fuel injection, the Oswego motors are not that much different.
High compression. So other than that, no, you change the injection, put an intake on it and a carburetor, and you can run, but you're going to have to be very mindful that the Oswego motor, as it's set up with fuel injection, is really high compression. So,
Gotcha. So what does that mean? You got to run it richer or something?
we got to run a little bit more fuel. We're going to run, instead of the D12, VB D12, I think we're going to end up running the late model plus because it burns a little bit better.
I didn't know you had that option.
Yes.
Okay.
So we'll be able to run that, and we'll do what we got to do. We're going to do it on a dyno like that and see what happens, and we're going to run the D12 on a dyno and compare exhaust numbers and stuff like that. And Pat will make a decision what he wants us to run, and that's what it will be.
Very good. I'm glad that things are going well for you.
Yeah,
Congratulations on a championship, man. That's
thanks.
awesome.
It was our first one, first track title. We won championships running the go-karts and stuff like that. But first big car championship.
Nice.
It feels pretty cool. Really happy for all my partners that jumped on board. All of them present and past, because without any of them,
It's all part of it, yeah. Still doing your show?
We've gotten away from it a little bit. We've been
Excited,
real
I didn't
busy.
see it, okay.
We've been real busy, but we'll get right back into it here in the next couple of weeks. And,
When you do, let me know.
Yeah,
All right, and I'll make sure to share a link or get you on to let everybody know you're doing it again.
I think
'Cause I really liked what you did.
we're going to do that, but I think we're going to do it a little bit more formal and have like a little schedule,
Oh.
like a time frame. Like we're going to do
Okay.
it for 45 minutes and probably try and pre-record it and then put it out, and then
Oh, nice.
maybe put it on YouTube and then put the link up, and then you guys can just
Hit it, right?
Yep, that's
Awesome. I'm happy for you, man. Good job, okay?
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Ready to go, and he's got a lot more racing to go, but he's got to concentrate here on getting in the show at Canada and having some fun with the Super Dirt Car Series.